Yeah, lights on, game time, let's break it all down. From the spreads to the lines, who's up, who's down. We're crunching the numbers, calling the plays, talking all sports in a big time way.
Welcome back to Spreadsheets Sports. It is the 25th, and we are going to run down these games. If you are new to the channel, thank you guys for stopping by. If you are returning, you know I have nothing but love for you. We got an interesting slate of games. A lot of moving pieces. We got some quarterbacks out, replacements in. Weather's not really a big problem this weekend, but couple of possible upsets that are like more so like just watch it closely. I haven't really like rang the alarm quite yet on like upsets, but I'm close for like two maybe. Not quite ready to ring the alarm, but highly probable. So let's dive in. Hope you guys enjoy what I prepared. I am going to talk about last week, which was horrific. But not so much. There was a silver lining for me at least. Which means it's a silver lining for you also. So we'll talk about last week very briefly because I want to talk about what we got going on for tomorrow. All right. I'm gonna do a separate video for Monday Night Football, but let's get into it. Before we get into it, let me bring up something as well. I want you guys to consider this as you're putting together your bets. The recent event that just happened is actually, from a market perspective, not a bad thing. There's some people that probably have the opinion that this event that happened with the feds and the gambling involved and the mafia families and all this other stuff. But here's the real part of it. All of that other stuff is the soap opera stuff. Spreadsheet Sports, we talk about data. Think about data, right? And right now, the marketplace that we all have fun with is actually in reaction mode right now. From a just evaluate the marketplace. Take the soap opera story out. The books are reacting, and they are giving more favorable lines and odds on a lot of bets that should be priced differently. And you don't have to really look too hard to find them. So have fun with that in the back of your head. Think about just logically. If the books are going to experience a downturn in demand, that equals a decrease in volume of activity. They need the activity to fund the bets. So with that being said, as they experience that downturn from the people that are like psychologically saying, oh, I don't think it's a good idea to bet, betting's rigged, or whatever opinion they have, right? That fuels that knee-jerk reaction from them to be very cautious and not bet right now. They're experiencing a decrease. And so by default, they're going to be in reactionary mode, which is, well, let's change the lines. Normally, if I would give them 50 yards on receiving at minus 220 for this star player against a bad defense, I'll now give it to them at minus 150. And or I'll give it to them at minus 150 and they only got to get 40 yards. So you're getting better prices and better odds and better lines as well. So this is actually when you go run into the burning building right now. This is going to be an interesting week. The next 3 or 4 weeks will probably be like that. Have fun. Have fun. You're going to see how the odds and the lines are matching up, and they kind of giving away money, guys. But anyway, let's jump into this other the games from last week. I want to get that over with, out of my system, and then let's dive in. Let's see what we got for these upcoming games. All right, let's get this out of my system. Last week sucked, and it didn't. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm saying that statement that way. Okay, so last week, everything in green and yellow is what I picked, and the green is what I picked. The yellow are the teams that I was like, maybe they can win, right? That's the way I was leaning. My hard lean was the green, if that makes sense. Over on the far left, you see data, right? Data is actually still me. The colored picks are my light. That's me picking that game. The data is just based off of math. There's no additional manual input by me that manipulates anything that the data comes up with. Okay. So that's still me. And then there's me on the other side where I'm intentionally picking whatever I'm thinking, right? So good thing is that the formula works. And if the formula doesn't work, then my own picks work. This was just a bad week. I'm not going to go down each game. You can see them there. It sucked. But my data was good. I got 80% of the games right with my data, period. Only had 3 that I didn't get right. Me? I sucked ass. I didn't get 7 of the games right. So we're going to double down on data. No soap opera, no bias. We strictly talking about numbers for these games coming up. But I'm so glad that week is over. Let's get back to the money. Let's get back to what I normally do, which is having a high percentage of win ratio. But that was this shit here. It's just forget about it. So here's our slate. We have already seen the Chargers and the Vikings game. I think it went the way everybody probably thought it was going to go. The data chose the Chargers. I chose the Chargers. So that's one win under our belt right now. Chargers are a good team. Justin Herbert's a good quarterback, and they kind of got like everything working in their favor. They're not making a lot of mistakes. Chargers are somebody that definitely you have to pay attention to and keep them in your line, in your focus. Vikings injuries. Their quarterback looked like he was in a body cast trying to throw the ball. It was ugly. He was just taking sacks, dropping down in the pocket. It was bad. But moving on to the next game, we got the Bengals and we got the Jets. I'm going with the Bengals. For data purposes, the formulas say that the Bengals are going to win. They're not paying really good on the money line at minus 280. Definitely, I like the points on this game, 25 and a half, 26 points. I think they can get 27. I think they're going to get 27. Last week was an explosive game, and then you got to remember that was week 2 in for Flacco. Week 1 was different. Week 2 was progressively better, and Flacco's a Hall of Famer. I cannot imagine that they don't go in here and dismantle a already handicapped and broken Jets. Okay. But we've seen far interesting things as well. So with that being said, I'm going with the Bengals on this one, but I also want to like run down to you something in regards to like what we got going on with some quarterbacks as you look at the slate. All right. So Lamar's officially out. All right. Bryce Young is doubtful, but maybe out. And if he's out, and Andy Dalton is in. And Andy Dalton is not bad, but he ain't amazing either. I don't know if he can still like survive that game against the Bills, but we'll get to the Bills game in a second. But you also got Tyrod Taylor is out. Justin Fields is his backup, which is crazy because it brings the Fields right back. They stuck with this guy. And I don't anyway, and then you got Jay Daniels out. Sam Howell is who they are expecting to come in and replace Daniel's spot, which is going to make that game interesting. Penix is dealing with a knee problem, but he's questionable. But if he doesn't, then you got Cousins. Cousins ain't that bad, but he'll do. You know what I mean? But just consider that as we look at these games and like just think about how that quarterback being out or who's coming in to replace them is going to change things. Game next up is 49ers and the Texans. I want to dive a little bit into this one a lot deeper. I mean, on the surface of it, you got a 1 o'clock game in the dome. Weather's not an issue, right? The 49ers are the underdogs according to the books. According to activity and probabilities and just the data of it, the 49ers win this game, even with the injuries that they have right now. Part of the reason that they win this game is because Kittle being back, Purdy is good or good enough. McCaffrey's playing like the McCaffrey of 2 years ago, 3 years ago. This guy's they're playing like they did minus Debo now, obviously, but everything but Debo. They look good. The Texans don't look bad, but they look, they look okay. But let's look at it under the microscope, and you'll kind of see why I'm leaning that way. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, you got the 49ers they're winning on the road pretty well, so being on the road is not even an issue. Whereas the Texans are having problems winning at home, and this is a home game for the Texans. But let's look at it under the microscope, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So with this matchup, right, you basically got a number 11 team versus a number 21 team. All right. So you got that. So that leads you to be like, well, when I'm watching the Texans, they look like they're playing pretty well. And that one could say that. I've said that watching them a couple times lately where I'm like, they look like they're better than what they are on paper. What could be like the thing that's like really holding them back? And I really don't know because they winning their games 21-15, give or take. That's kind of like their cushion of winning games. They're not like winning tight games for the games that they have won, but they only got 2 wins. So am I really judging them off of the losses that they had? But even with the losses they have, they still have a cushion of 21-15 in regards to how many points they produce versus how much their defense allow. So they got a cushion now. If the number was tight, then I would be like they're not certified. I think that the Texans are certified, and Stroud is a decent quarterback. Woody Marks is making a contribution. He's not like a spark plug, but he's getting it done. Dalton Schultz is going to be huge this weekend. It is National Tight End Sunday, so definitely keep that in the back of your head as well. National Tight End Sunday statistically just produces a lot of activity for all tight ends in every team. I don't care if the team is good or bad. Touchdowns, receiving yards, receptions, all. You can boost any tight end current production by 25% to see if it's larger than the line that they got out there and really like cash in because these guys are going to produce. It's just a formality thing in the NFL, but on National Tight End Sunday, tight ends go crazy. All right. So back to this game. So with that being said, like Jaden Dalton Schultz, Woody, that's all I really see production wise out of them. Like the people that's going to be like really lighting it up. But on the other side, I don't see a whole band of superstars either. I mean, I see Kittle, I see McCaffrey. So that almost leads you to believe this almost a close game. 20-14, maybe? 20-14 49ers? What would make me think it's the 49ers? I'm thinking it's the 49ers just based off of the fact that they're better on offense. They're putting up 271 yards versus the Texans only putting up 198. That's a significant difference. Like, on top of that, the 49ers do better at controlling the clock in the air, though. But the Texans win the battle in the time of possession on the ground. But even though they win the battle of the possession on the ground, they don't have a dominant run. So that time possession is going to decrease because they're going to be getting conquered by this other defense. I'm going to go, guys. I mean, and even if I had to strike out it one more time, then I would go with the coaching staff. Um, Shanahan and his band are just better than D'Amico Ryan. Just in regards to rankings, you just got a better head coach, a better OC, a better DC. I think that they're going to outcoach the Texans. The Texans are going to put up some production because they are not chumps. But I think ultimately in the end, with 49ers winning the penalty battle, the 49ers are winning, the coaching battle. They're coming in with more wins and they believe in themselves and they're being very productive. They got their quarterback back. 49ers, I could be wrong. 20 to 17 49ers. I think it's that many points. 2017 49ers. That's all I got for this game. The Bears and the Ravens game, interesting as well. We got ourselves a situation here where I, you got to scratch your head, right? Let's all agree that you got to scratch your head with this game, even with Lamar being confirmed out, right? Lamar's out. Caleb Williams is looking pretty good. Tyler Huntley ain't that bad. Can he get it done enough with the weapons that are available to him? I want to say I would lean to 70% yes that he can because they get themselves open. He just got to get them the ball. Does he know the playbook well enough is the question. Has he just been on the sideline or has he been already been trying to be like ready? I don't know. We're about to find out. They had a bye week to get ready for all of this. Um, and with the Ravens having good coaching, I gotta imagine that Harbaugh has been like doing some coaching and leading men into making like some good decisions as they try to figure this whole thing out. I think and Harbaugh's certified. He's been here before. He's putting together teams that were in a slump and came out with something amazing. So, and they got all the weapons. You just missing the quarterback. Still hard for me to go with the Ravens to win this game, though. I'm gonna be honest. The Bears, Caleb Williams, we've been seeing him. I like the guy. I like what he's doing. He reminds me a little bit of Bo Nix. Even though he productively gets yards rushing, it still looks a little clumsy. But he gets it done. And I like that he doesn't do like just design run plays. He's running to extend the play. He's not as calculated as like Drake May, right? Drake is extending the play and still looking to try to make something else happen. Caleb does that, but it's like more so of a at the onset of the scramble, and then after that he's committed to the scramble. Um, Lamar is very calculated. He's another one when he's healthy. It's been great if he's in this game, but he does it great as well, where he's extending the play, still trying to make something happen, and he's using it also to fake you out to get a jump on you. So he's great at that. Um, Caleb is not that, but he's good enough on a Sunday. I'm gonna go with the Bears to win this game. Lamar being out, they're gonna fight because they have to. They have to. They have one win. Now I have to say this real loud. I'm just saying what it is. They have one win. The Ravens have to win tomorrow. The way the rest of the AFC look, like right now, it's not what it normally is. The Colts are probably by far the best team in the AFC right now. And if they're the best, and the Chiefs are somewhere in the mix of that, and the Bills are somewhere in the mix of that, and the Steelers are right there in the mix of all of that as well, like you gotta, like, do you understand who you gotta go through to get anywhere close to a scenario of wild card weekend? I wouldn't want to be a Ravens player right now because they are up against a team that could beat them. Obviously, I made my decision up, and I'm saying I'm going with the Bears. But they could beat them. Will they? I don't know. Because I'm just thinking about it, right? Roma Dunze, DJ Moore, Zacchaeus, just them alone are gonna get production, right? Not to mention DeAndre does a combo of rushing between guards, outside the tackles, and screenplays. So he's like a double weapon, right? And Caleb is just sitting in the pocket. He runs when he has to. He tries to stay disciplined that way, but when he does, he tries to at least make it somewhat productive. And this is, like I said, it's a little clumsy, but he gets it done. First down, next set of downs. Let's see what we can do with this. So, and the Ravens defense is back healthy. So this is not the excuse that we're making. If the Ravens lose, we can't make the excuse of the defensive line not being healthy. They healthy. Let's see if they can do what they need to do. And even if Caleb starts to shrink the field and get closer to the red zone, they still cannot break. They have to at least force a field goal. If they can force a field goal every time the Bears make it down there, because they're going to make it down there in the red zone at least 6 times Sunday. If they can hold them to mainly just field goals and use the weapons available, Mark Andrews, Rashad Bateman, come on, Zay, D-Hop, Derrick Henry for first downs. Like, I mean, how can't you put, you get what I'm saying? Like, and they've had that the whole season. I'm not naming anybody that just came out of the woodwork, out of nowhere. You've had that the whole season. You even got Rice. No, not Rice. Hill. Dump off. You do the dump offs to Hill. Henry between the guards. Nobody stopping him on the second level. Lamar Jackson, even after getting hurt, and if I'm scratching my head, I wouldn't want to be a Ravens fan either because I know they got to be like, what the hell? On top of everything else, your defensive coordinator's not even sending blitz. They're letting all quarterbacks sit back there and read the newspaper. And the crazy thing is y'all used to blitz a lot. Now your volume is down, but when you do blitz, you at least put your hands on the quarterback. But the volume is so low that it doesn't even really affect the mindset of the quarterback because he's like, all right, well, I'll sit back here and try to pick you apart, period, because you're not sending pressure. Oh boy, it's a shit ton of blame to go around with them, but I'm leaning towards the Bears. I'm just disappointed so much in the Ravens right now. They got so much potential. This injury should not hurt them that bad. It shouldn't. They should be able to go out there and be productive and put up points and defense and keep the game low. The Browns are doing it. The Chiefs did it. I'm not talking about because the Chiefs are my team. I'm talking about just logical. Like, even when we suck offensively, barely can score 17, 21 points, we figured out a way to win. Why the hell can't the Ravens do the same damn thing? The Steelers do the same thing. They try to keep the points low enough so that the other team can't really get a run, and then just get your offense to get you as many points as they possibly can, even if it's low, but the defense got to get it done. Browns are currently doing that. Why the hell can't the Ravens do that? Right now, they have to. Tomorrow, they got to treat this game like it is a rivalry game. Like, this has got to be the intensity level of the Ravens versus the Steelers. If they don't bring that out there tomorrow, it's going to have to be some squabbles, all of that. If they don't have that, I don't know what to tell you, Ravens fans. It's a tragedy. The roster that you guys have to go down this way with the roster y'all have is a tragedy. And if it does, y'all have to fire everybody and start all the way over. It sucks. The Chiefs are knocking on the door of that at this very moment. We got a nice little spurt right here at the end, but we were almost knocking on the door of the ice age. Downward spiral to hell. And the Ravens are showing signs of that booster getting ready to kick on in a downward fashion, straight to hell. Ice age. I don't. Anyway, let's move on to the other game. That's just all I got on them. The Ravens piss me off so much. I still get paid off the props though. The guys always produce. Whoever the hell you got a quarterback, figure this shit out. But until further notice, I'm the Bears. Falcons and the Dolphins. I'm not even gonna really spend a whole lot of time on that one. I'm just telling you it's the Falcons. I know Penix is out or possibly out dealing with that knee. Even if he's back and limping a little bit, pocket pressure not going to be a problem for him. He'll produce. If he's not in, the other quarterback will be able to do the same and at least utilize everybody they got on their roster. Everybody will get production. This is going to be an easy win for the Falcons. Dolphins are done mentally and just like athletically. They're done. If they ain't already at the bottom already, they're close. Speaking of somebody that was at the bottom, Panthers and the Bills. This is I really am. I'm disappointed in this game because before today, I actually was going to call the upset alert for the Panthers to beat the Bills. I have had to back down on that now because of the fact that Bryce Young is not going to be playing. Okay, him not playing is leading me to the point of they can't win. I didn't say they're going to get mocked. The Carolina Panthers are going to put together a really great effort, even without Bryce Young. Um, it wouldn't surprise me if they pulled a win. I mean, like a nail biter. The nail biter game that I had already thinking about as a upset alert for this game was the number 12 defense of the Carolina Panthers. Did you hear what I just said? They have a number 12 defense. The Panthers are serious on defense. Number 12. The data, looking at everything, who their defense coordinator, like everything, they are good on defense. That was not a fluke that they dismantled the Falcons. I mean, kind of, but not really. They are that good on defense. And that was not just one spike. They have consistently been doing very, very well on defense. So I think with that being said, I think that they could hold the Bills to 21 points. I didn't say that they will. I'm just saying that they can. They are capable of holding the Bills to 21 points, especially if Josh Allen plays like he plays when he feels psychologically behind and he feels like he's in a hole right now. He could come out with making mistakes, and he tends to throw interceptions when he psychologically feels behind. Technically, the Bills are behind. They're not where they thought that they were going to be. They're not where the fans thought they were going to be right now. Probably thought they were going to have an undefeated record or close to it. They're not there. So with that being said, I thought it was going to be a close game. Bryce Young being out, it's okay. That the Panthers holding to 21. Can the Panthers score 24 points? Yeah, they can. Dowdle will help them figure that out. McMillan will help them figure that out. They got the tools. Um, let's see what they put together. If they're not gonna get mobbed, the Bills defense got a hole as well. That's the part that I'm like, Dowdle might bust two open in the middle because they have a problem in the middle of their line. They keep getting exposed. Can the Panthers score more than 21 points? I want to say yes. Do they? Yes. I'm going to go with points on this game, and I'm going to take the Panthers for the 20 points. They got a 19 and a half point bet. I'm taking that. They paying at least one minus 110, probably like minus 120. I'll take that and add that to something. That's an easy bet. Can the Panthers get 19 points? Fuck yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to get 24, but they definitely getting 19 and a half. That's 20. That's even if they miss one field goal, they get the other touchdowns. That's 3 touchdowns with a missed field goal. Or 2 field goals for like 3 points apiece, and now they got 6 and then 2 more, 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals. That's reasonable for the 20 points. 2 field goals, 2 touchdowns. That's 20. I'm taking 20. I'm taking 20. I'm not going to take them to win only because Bryce is not in there, but I'm going to get some money off of this game somehow, and that's what I'm messing with for that game. Next up, we got Giants and the Eagles. This might be an interesting game under the microscope because I am scratching my head. So I got to tell you with this game, game 2, if the drama couldn't be any thicker, right? If it couldn't be any thicker right now, I don't know what to tell you. Like, because Eagles fans feel like they kind of got outplayed, and that they also are really like kind of mad at themselves. If you talk to a lot of Phillies fans, because they're kind of also disgusted with their offense, but don't really want to say nothing about it in the past, and that's because it puts up points. Is it sexy? Not really. It's a very effective. I mean, you can't deny it. It wins games. Which brings the debate up of, is winning the game better than the shiny things? I would argue winning the game is much more effective, and it's much more on the priority list for me. So I get it. I understand why they were doing what they're doing because it wins. But you also got to put butts in the seats, and they got it. Jersey sales, all that. They got all that. They got a fan base. They good. But as it pertains to this game, game 2, Jackson Dart, Scatterboo, that chemistry all alone by itself is wonderful to watch. I would say that everybody would agree to that, right? Potentially dangerous though. Like it could be a scenario where like anything could happen. Like concussion protocol for either one of these guys. But for the rest of the weapons available to Jackson Dart, I think you have to be very cautious how you deal with this guy, because he does have Wan'Dale Robinson. He does have Theo Johnson to dump off to. National Tight End Sunday. Darius Slayton. Scatterboo's also he's taking some short passes out there in the flats. So Scatterboo's also going to get another 40, 50 in between the guards, bulldozing, moving people out of the way. Or he will hit you and continually hit you on every down until you scream uncle. He out there playing Oklahoma drill. It's not to be played with this guy. I love watching it though. Can the Eagles match that energy? And was that just an off game in the last time that they saw each other 2 weeks ago? If it was 5 weeks ago, you can have that argument. If it was 2 weeks ago, can you? And even if you did, okay. With the data in mind, the Eagles do have 5 wins. They're winning the injury issue, right? The Giants have more injuries. Eagles don't. Eagles got a better coaching squad. Looking at the rankings, looking at how long the coaches have been coaching, all of that, right? Defensive loud. Philly got a better defense. It's not a great defense, it's just better than the Giants. The Eagles are going to let Dart throw at least 200 yards. He's getting 200 in passing. That's another great bet for you. 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns from Dart. You better believe it. He's gonna definitely get that. That's gonna be in his life for tomorrow. Scatterboo's gonna get another touchdown. See, that's what I'm saying. That's the 21 points right there already. That Scatterboo touchdown. You can even do it this way. You can do Scatterboo and or Dart rushing touchdown. That's one. Dump off the Theo Johnson. 2. Landale on some type of route that he just gets to jump on the DB and catch them in man. I mean, they like to do cover 4 and they do a cover 4 quarter like defense on the Eagle side. They got a 3-4, so that means that they definitely gonna have a second level in place. That outside linebacker feature instead of the outside linebacker / DN is going to be interesting how they can handle the second level of the Giants trying to really launch a pass attack. But then if you still play soft and play like if you play priority on the trying to shut down the Giants air attack, they turn the bulldozer on and that smoke comes out of the damn smokestack of the bulldozer and they give the ball to Scatterboot and he mows you down. Eagles are going to be tested tomorrow. Can the Giants pull off this game twice in 2 weeks? Based off of the data, based off of the matchups that you're looking at, not like feelings or anything like that. Like based off of that data, we're looking at the same thing. Y'all tell me if I'm missing anything. Goddard is going to get the ball. Devontae Smith is going to get the ball. A.J. Brown is out. Is A.J. Brown being out going to hurt that bad? I think it is because he's starting to play very well. Over the last 2-3 games, A.J. Brown had increased his presence on the field. Like all of his numbers are up. He's doing great. Even his catching percentage, his completion percentage is even good. So, like, that's going to hurt a little bit not having A.J. I'm hoping it don't hurt a lot. But then they got their ace of spades, Mr. Saquon Barkley. Is this going to be the game where they unleash the Kraken? And if they do, then I think we got ourselves a high-scoring game. Because Saquon is just offense. So that just helps them run up the points. So let's say Saquon get unleashed tomorrow. I'm putting them down for 2 touchdowns. And that's going to have to be a live bet because I got to see the first 3 minutes of the game. If I see some action and Saquon look like he come to clock in today, I'm automatically putting in 2 touchdowns for Saquon Barkley live. That's going to happen if I see the eye of the tiger. But if he doesn't, and I mean, he had 44 yards last week, guys. Saquon Barkley. And that's not on him. That's awful. That's the offensive coordinator, not like designing and or calling plays. He receives the ball from the quarterback to make a run play. He don't control that. So the Eagles are almost shooting themselves in the foot if they don't activate him. The O-line's doing good enough on the Eagles side that they can make this happen and really like open up some cracks and some holes so that Saquon can get busy. Or at least like really try to get him over on the slot side and hit him with some screen plays at least. Get him in the game. But anyway, that's what I got in this game. I'm at that crossroad where I'm like, the Giants can win. I'm taking points on this game. I'm not touching money line on this game. I'm gonna take like 20. I'm gonna take 21 points for the Giants. Yeah, I'm taking 21 points for the Giants. I would even take 23. I would take 23 points for the Giants tomorrow, but I'm not touching the money line on this one. I don't, as if something tells me the Giants are going to win. And then I might have a couple of drinks later, then I'll be done, made a bet for the Giants to win. I don't know, but as it stands right now at 9:18 p.m. on the East Coast, on 1025, it's a hard no on the money line. I do not know who's going to win this game. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Eagles fans. I give y'all a lot of slack, but I know this is going to be a tough game for you guys, and y'all can win. But I can't see it on this game, guys. Good luck though to both of these teams. It's going to be an amazing game to watch. I'm definitely going to be watching this game. I'm gonna love every second of it, and maybe we'll get to see some Saquon. I want to see Barkley running. I want to see him doing what he do, and I want to make some bets on him too. But anyway, that's what I got with this game. Let's go with points on it. I'm staying away from money line, but if you guys do, I get it. Have fun with that bet if y'all got money line. All right, as we wrap up this slate, we got the Browns and the Patriots. Patriots win the game. Browns have an amazing defense. It's a conference game. It's not a division game. Weather's going to be fine. Daytime, 1:00. The bigger question about this game, and that keeps it so simplistic for me, is can the Browns keep the Patriots to under 21 points? Is the Patriots defense good enough to keep the Browns from scoring over 21? Or can the Patriots defense keep the Browns to 10 points or less? I'm leaning towards 10 points or less for the Browns with a great effort. Those 10 points are probably going to be more like 9 from 3 field goals because they can't score in the red zone, but they can get the ball down there. They can shrink the field, but I think they're going to have a problem like closing the deal. I could be wrong. I could be, but that's just where I see this game. I love Drake May and love how he's playing right now. I mean, he's playing at all-time high production-wise, man. Like this guy's amazing. So even with that being said, I'm Drake May. I'm Team Drake May on this game. He's going to have an amazing game. He's going to probably throw for 250, 2 passing touchdowns. Hunter Henry, National Tight End Sunday, cha-ching. He's going to have a really good game for this one. But next game, Bucks and the Saints. I'm going to go with the Bucks. The data says so. It's a division game. It's in a dome. Saints are playing good. Spencer Rattler's playing good, but he can't figure out how to like really get it done. Not necessarily a game to put under the microscope for me. Maybe some of you guys see something different. Put it in the comments. But I'm not all the way convinced that this is a like concerning game. Yes, we did not see Baker Mayfield play the Baker Mayfield that we are used to seeing. Yes, we agree on that. That last game was like a bad performance by him. I'm gonna give him a mulligan, and I think that he shakes it. He's a professional. He's been in the league for long enough to know how to shake those type of games and bring us the production that he knows that he can provide us. Mike Evans being out is not the worst for the Bucks. To be honest, They had been doing great without Mike Evans. Mike Evans getting hurt is not really shaking anything. He only had like, I think, 2 or 3 attempts in that game. And that the one that he caught and dropped was like one of the 3 times he got the ball or the ball thrown at him as a target. So he didn't even put up any points, like yards or points or anything, nothing that he usually does. He's a game changer in his healthy form. But Baker figured out how to get everybody else in the game. I think he's going to do that again. I don't think the Saints can close the deal on this one either. I'm going with the Bucks. Baker's going to shake it off. He's going to get it back together. I'm definitely taking the points on this one for 24. I think that Baker's going to get like maybe 24 to 27 points in this game, I think. On the road, I know, I get it, but they win well on the road. Saints don't win well at home, let alone on the road. Saints are just not going to beat the Bucks, in my opinion. That's where I'm going with it. Titans and the Colts, another one not really long to talk about. Indiana Jones, Colts, easy pick for me. I can't go against the Colts or against it. There's hardly any team that I really got to scratch my head about for the Colts up against. I think they win the rest of their season out. That's how good I think the Colts are. That's how good I think Daniel Jones is right now in the form that he's in. He's up there for my level of admiration as I have for Drake May right now. Patrick Mahomes is having a good season now, but it wasn't the whole beginning of the season, so he doesn't get to be in that conversation. Over the next 5 games, then we'll reevaluate. But as it stands right now, Daniel Jones, Drake May, they're doing how it's supposed to be done. I mean, what's his name? Our other guy, Aaron Rodgers, he's having a really good season as well. Or at least better than people thought it was going to be. And I'm one of those. He's having a much better season than I thought he was going to have. They're getting work done. But yeah, I'm going with the Colts. Last 2 games, let's put them under the microscope. Let's look at this Cowboys and Broncos game, and then let's look at the Packers game and get you this bonus bet and get you out of here. So let's dive into that next. Cowboys versus the Broncos. I don't know where you guys are with this game. I'm gonna tell y'all where I am. At face value, I want to lean Broncos. At home, better ranked team just overall. They got more wins than the Cowboys. They win the special teams battle. You know what I mean? Like they win the time of possession battle. Like Bo Nix is playing really, really well. Sean Payton is really getting across to this guy. And like you got to remember, you're not just playing Bo Nix, you're playing Bo Nix and Sean Payton at the same time. He's the quarterback whisperer, and he's doing a very good job with Nick's development. Nick's is reading defenses a lot better and able to check down. He still has his secret weapon of running if he needs to, but he doesn't do it as much, which is a good thing still. But he can. Then there's the Dallas Cowboys. Dak is looking really, really good. Really, really good. I like his production. I like how Dak is just doing what Dak do. Arsenal-wise, CD Lamb is back. Pickens. I mean, even when you think about it, Ferguson has now kind of like gotten some relevance. And see, this is one of them scenarios like with the Bucks. Mike Evans being out forced Baker Mayfield to diversify his distribution. Same thing happened here. While CeeDee Lamb was out, Dak had to figure out a way to still get production and win. In doing that, I was worried that Dak was going to, in that first game last week, when I was like, I don't know if Dak is going to do the right thing, which is like keep the distribution diverse. Not just pro-heavy CeeDee Lamb. And he did a good job of doing it. I'm hoping he stays consistent with that and nothing has changed. If he does, they have a really good chance of beating the Broncos. The Broncos have a good defense. The Broncos have a good defense. Cowboys have to be ready to go to like it's going to get very physical. They're going to send the blitz. Dak is going to be on the run. They have a tough front. They play a 3-4, but they blitz and they also run a spy. Like these guys are an interesting bunch of characters. You know what I mean? Like the head coach got a Super Bowl ring, and the rest of his staff is nice as well. Like it's hard to go against the Broncos. And it's hard to go against the Cowboys. That's why I had to put it under the microscope. Y'all looking at what I'm looking at, right? So, with that being said, what do you think? Not soap opera, just production. Mike McCarthy got a ring also. You know what I mean? Like, so, his staff ain't that bad, but you know, I don't know. I'm calling it. Uh I'm calling the Broncos to win this game in a very close game. I think they forced the Cowboys to make some mistakes. I think they forced them to make some mistakes, and I think that the Broncos can capitalize off of that with a really good defense. I think everything is in the favor of the Broncos. I'm going Broncos, and I know that the Cowboys are going to fight them to the very end. And I think it's a 24-21 game. 24-21 game type action, or if it as high scoring as it gets, it's 27-24 or 24-21. I don't see a 17-19. No. 21-24 Broncos field goal to win. Last 13 seconds of the game. That's what I got in this game. With this game, Steelers, we were just talking about must wins, right? So with these must wins, we're looking at a situation where the Steelers need this win. They got 4. They could use one more. Especially if the Ravens can pull out a win. If the Ravens can pull out a win, the Steelers, if they don't win this, they're going to wish that they did. We'll put it that way. Packers need this win. They couldn't set this up any better than they got this shit set up, man. Like, this is going to be a Sunday night. Packers had a problem with, the Steelers had a problem with their defense last week, yes. It's Mike Tomlin. Do you think he didn't fix that? Of course that's fixed. Like, winning this coach in NFL, like, is he not going to fix that about the defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers? That's part of their culture is defense, which means that the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love are coming into a hostile territory. They in Pittsburgh, hostile territory, fans included, hostile territory. So need a win, hostile territory, and I got Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry, Mr. Jordan Love. It's hard for me to go with you on this game, bro. I mean, Michael Parsons is the best that the Packers got. And to be honest, if you really just step away from that and not just like correlate that with the whole defense or the upfront part of their defense, like they run a 4-3. Micah is like causing havoc on the edges to sneak in and like make the pocket collapse from multiple different ways, right? Now, even with that being said, at the beginning of the season, we associated the success that Michael Parsons had with, oh, the whole Green Bay defensive up front are good. Wrong. At best, the rest of the defense front are good, not great. Parsons is great. So they have that, but it's heavy only on one side, which the Steelers know how to make that adjustment. Will Micah get in and maybe touch Aaron Rodgers every once in a while? Yeah, he'll get back there. He's gonna make the pressure. He's gonna possibly make the pocket collapse as well. Rodgers is good being mobile though. It's almost like a pick your poison scenario. You force Rodgers out of the pocket with an open field, he can either make a good decision to go get the first down and slide, or he stays mobile long enough for something to open up and play some Steelers football. So he's a really great match for the Steelers as you think about it, like, because he can play that backyard football, right, that Roethlisberger used to play where he's standing there and wait to see who's open versus throwing it in assignment football. So Rodgers is great on both. I like how he included Pat. He hadn't been doing that. He included Pat in the last game. Jonnu, National Tight End Day, just another reminder. Look for both of them to be included in this game. Dump offs from Aaron Rodgers. Darnell Washington is another one. Like, they loaded up with tight ends. I could see them like really like working in a rotation of all of these guys. And let's just say that Micah does get the pressure that we think he could or can, then I would take Aaron Rodgers to at least get 10 yards. They got a line for 2 yards for Aaron Rodgers. You think with that pressure he can't get 2 yards? That's why I was telling y'all some of these bets are like, what? Here's one for you. 2 yards Aaron Rodgers rushing against Michael Parsons and the pressure that they do have. Come on. Take them for 10. Take them for 7 or 8 if 10's too much. But do what you want to do with it. I'm not giving you advice. I'm not forcing you to do anything. I'm just laying the data out in front of you. On the other side of the ball, Tucker Kraft, Romeo Dubs, right? Josh Jacobs. Like, you got some workhorse over here on the Packers side. Jordan Love got an arsenal as well. Who wins this game? I'm leaning towards the Steelers. Ugly, physical game. They're gonna get in Jordan Love face. It's gonna be physical. Josh Jacobs is a tough running back, and I know he'll be ready. I think he can get you to 60 to 70 yards rushing. If you think he's gonna have a really good day, take him for rushing plus receiving, but I think he can get to 70. That's just 35 yards a half. I think he can give you that contribution. I think he might even have 50 by the halftime. He got 50 by the half. He'll get you the rest. I like those for that game. But I'm heavy on the Steelers. That's what I think. This is who I think is going to have some production. Have fun with that. So for this part of the show, here's my bonus bet for you for being such a great person and actually coming to the site. I appreciate it. Here's what I got for you. It's a round robin. You can play it straight as a parlay, or you can play it as a round robin. I've already gotten it in. I got another one in that looks very almost common like this one, but it's still good. I got a little bit of tight ends in here for you. Got some wide receivers, reception, receiving yards, passing yards in here, and money lines up top. If you don't like the money line and they're not paying enough for you, like the Falcons game, then take the points. All of your money lines are coming off of a loss. They need this win, and they're capable of pulling off these W's, I think. But they're coming off of a loss. All the way to far right is your box scores if you want to see last week's production for these players as well. But have at it. Have fun with this one. Round robin it. It definitely has a very, very, very high probability of hitting. And you see your probability percentages right there as well. So we'll see what happens with this one. I got one more round robin, and we are out of here. Round robin number 2. For this one, same thing applies. Have fun with it. It's going to be interesting. You know what I mean? This one is more so of like along the lines of like this is another round robin and super parlay. This one is really about my high probability picks that I have assorted here. So have fun with this one, round robin it. Most of it should hit. I think this is like 8 games in total. And those 8 games in total, it might be 8 or 7 games, but those 8 or 7 games in total will give you this way assorted a really, really good round robin to do. Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, that brings us to the end of the show. I hope you guys had a great time. I hope that the round robins that I gave you at the very end are very, very profitable and prosperous for you and for me. I'm curious about how you feel about the games. I am excited. I'm a little cautious. I would say, even though we talked about what it is, don't forget National Tight End Sunday. National Tight End Sunday. I can't say it enough. I've done the data on the research the last 3 years, and you look at every day of National Tight End Sunday, there's a boost in their production overall, around 25% versus their average stats. National Tight End Sunday. Find you a tight end on a team that you like and bet something on them. Thank yourself later. Then we got the whole thing with the books playing in reaction mode right now, and the lines are really good. You saw some of the lines. I may do another show that's just about player props, which would be a lot shorter, but that's all I really got for you guys. Good to see you. Let's forget about last week. It sucked. I'm gonna calibrate how I end up doing my tickets between points on teams versus a money line. If you ever find yourself in that moment of scratching your head, go with the points, unless you really know. I really know about 7 of these games. The rest of them, I'm like, I gotta do points. But should be a really great weekend for us. I hope all of you guys hit something amazingly big, and we all get a bag. And I will catch up with you guys later. But check out these videos up here and have a good
Lights
night.
on, game time, let's break it all down. From the spreads to the lines, who's up, who's down. We're crunching the numbers, calling the plays, talking all sports in a big time way.